Hey, welcome back to Make It Rain Ranch. This is going to be my new Corvette series that I'm working on. As many of you know, I have recently, I'm talking in the last 24 hours, acquired a 2014 C7 Corvette Z51. So it's got the manual shift in it. So it's got the 3LT package. Um, I think I mentioned this in the video when I talked about acquiring this car through Carvana, that I actually had a 2015 Z51. That I loved that car, but we kind of needed the money. I was kind of nervous. I had a kid with autism. He was always working in the garage. I felt like he was going to drop and break shit, break stuff. Sorry about my language there. And it was just a matter of time before he destroyed that car. And so instead of worrying to death about it, I decided to get rid of it and just get the money, because it was one of the few times in the economy when you can buy a car and you can sell it for more than you bought it for. So it was worked out really nice for me on that aspect. And the cool thing is, there was a guy up there, I think in Pennsylvania, that actually bought the car. I must have left a receipt in the car. And he actually tracked me down on Facebook from the street. And just watching his Facebook feed, the guy seems to be pretty damn cool. And so I'm glad he's enjoying the car, and it went to somebody who's actually really cool, that probably has the same type of personality I do. But but ever since then, I've missed the car. I've wanted it bad. I mean, it's one of those things where you just go on Marketplace, you're constantly looking. I was like, man, maybe I'll just get a C5. You know, it's a little cheaper, lots of parts available for it. And just work on it as like a hobby. And then I was like, but I really didn't like it. You know, I like the C6 a little bit better. You know, I still like the round tail lights. But then I start looking at the C6. I'm like, well, fuck, I love the C7. It's definitely the car that I wanted, man. I just love the look of the C7 versus the C5, C6, even the C8s. I hate the C8 look. There's something goofy with it. I don't know, the front end, even though they try to keep it look like a Corvette, it just doesn't look to me. It just doesn't look that good as a mid-engine right now. They gotta, hopefully they can tweak the characteristics of it a little bit. I think the ZR1 looks a little better, but the base models, I can't afford that car. But I can't even afford the Z06. I probably could. I just don't want to. I just can't see spending that kind of money. You know. No, screw it. I can't afford it. That thing's over 100,000. Never mind. So. But now that's why I buy my cars used, so I can afford these things. But I did decide to finally just pull the trigger on a C7. I had looked around. I've seen a lot of them. I wanted the red because that's what I had before with the black accents. You know, it's really hard. I realized, like, I only had found two that looked exactly like the one I had before. One was an automatic. The other one, believe it or not, is actually sitting in Chicago right now, but it was a 2014 also. And I just could not get those guys to respond to me. I'm not going to say the name of the dealership, but they have a red and black one that's a manual 2014 that just, it looks gorgeous. I just couldn't get them to respond to me. So I ended up going through Carvana, and I found one there. I did find one that was at CarMax about 8 months ago. And I actually had it shipped over from Tampa to the Melbourne store here in Florida, and I did test drive it. But man, it was a 3LT. A lot of the stuff was peeling, and I know that's expensive to fix. So I needed to find one that was in better shape, either 2LT or 3LT, that had been garaged a lot more. And that's where this one is. It had carbon. This one actually has, if you can see in it, I'll give you just a view of a quick look at the car. So here we go. It's a 3LT Z51. It's weird because what I did noticed here, I don't know if you see there's a line there. There is a PPF, it looks like, that they did on the front of this car, and you can even see it right there. I don't know if I should take that off or not. I'll see after I clean it what that looks like. But what I have noticed is there was a rock chip in here, right there, but it's only in the PPF. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe the PPF stuff's a good thing. Another one was right here. There was a little thing, but it's just, I noticed it's just the PPF and actually not into the paint. So they did put PPF on the mirrors, which I know my old one didn't have that at all. So it's very interesting, but you can definitely, now that I see the line there, I can definitely see it looks like there's a lot of scratches in the PPF versus the piece that's not PPF'd. So again, black wheels, 19 in the front, 20 in the back, big brake calipers on it, big rotors on it. I can't wait to get the new tires on this thing and get it running. As you can see, my old one had carbon flash here and on the mirrors. I actually said, well, maybe I'll just get those carbon flash, and then I'm like, oh my god, it's expensive as shit to get those things carbon flashed up, and you can't even find them. I try to find people that are selling them. They're selling like $350 for each mirror, you know. I'm like, oh my god, it's cheaper to actually get carbon fiber. I did not realize when I got this car, I thought this was the transparent roof, but it's actually a carbon fiber roof that needs help. So that's actually pretty cool. I'm not a real big fan of the carbon fiber look, but I'll take it. Let's put it that way. Performance exhaust on it. It doesn't have the diffusers, thank God. I think that's an ugly look, but everybody has their own opinions on it. I do like keeping the lights red. I know some people go with the Xeon 6 lights. Not my thing. But you can see how dirty it is. So I'm gonna do a video after I do this one on cleaning this engine bay, because that looks horrible. And then after the car's charged, I'm gonna back it out and clean the car. You can look inside. Again, needs a lot of cleaning. But it is the 3LT version. As you can see, somebody put the, I don't know if this comes with a 3LT, but it's got the carbon fiber dash. I had a 2LT before that didn't have that. I know in the 3LT it comes with the red trim that goes around the dash and the leather and down through this thing too. It's all 3LT versus 2LT. You also get this different type of leather that goes up and down the A-pillars. And but that's pretty well it. This one, because it's a 14, has the rounded steering wheel, does not have Apple CarPlay, does not have PDR, which is something I wish I had. I didn't have it in my other one. I was hoping to find one that had one here, but unfortunately that didn't happen. You know, so last thing is the trunk. Let's open her up. So you can see I've got clips on the battery. Now it did have a battery charger. As you can see there's these little floor mats. There's that battery charger. It is the one that says Corvette on it. But I set this thing on it all night, nothing happened. So I put this charger in. It's in standby mode. I don't know if it's really going to do well. It definitely seems like it has a problem starting up. So I'm gonna have them check the battery out and do it. So there it is. That's a quick overview of the Z51. I can't wait to get it cleaned up. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.